All right, welcome back to the Mixin' Kittle My Chub. That's not the name of the league. By the way, I got this grill, but I don't know how people talk because I talk like this where my tongue's real heavy. My tongue's real heavy when you wear this when you wear these. Welcome back to the Motley Crew. What are we called? Hey, what are we called? The Motley Crew Football League. Welcome back. Listen, it's not gonna work. So, last week, a lot of things happened. I don't know who played who. I got to do this fast. I was a failure this week on getting it done, but I'll just go straight to it. Here's what the league standings are, so we know who won, regardless of who played who. Pack full of love, son of a Beck or Beach. I still don't know. I'll probably look that up after this video. This is the week 2 predictions. Even though the game's already started, one of them, I really don't know where that fell. I'll look at it in a second. All it's going to mean is I won't be able to see ESPN's projections, but it's not going to change mine. I mean, we basically know who the winners are and who aren't. But Pack Full of Love, Son of a Beach, Mixing My Kittle, Bundle of Rooski Doo, Little Penix Hunter, Michael Penix Hunter, and then Master Bates, all 1-0. The rest of you are 0-1. Do better with your lives. As I'd stated on the recap, some of you guys didn't do your jobs. Hopefully you do it this week. So now let's just get to the scoreboard and the predictions. I do not know what it's going to be, but some of the games already started. I'm assuming maybe some of this is the same as long as we didn't have any players that played. So I'm assuming that Bundle Rooski Doo was projected to win by 2 this week versus Mixing to Kittle My Chub, but we all know that's not even a possibility of happening. Let me look at it. First of all, Bundle Rooski, Travis, you got Justin Herbert, Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams. That alone is dangerous. Even Breece Hall, I think, is going to be normal. I see you have Juwan Jennings plugged in, assuming that he's going to play this week. But you're also playing Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor. Calvin Ridley's kind of suspect. Somebody's going to have to throw him the ball. I'm not really sure how that's going to play out. I drafted him thinking he was going to be somebody special. He is a rookie quarterback. I did pick up Juwan Johnson, though. I had to do that because Kittle's out on the IR for who knows how long. So, based on that, like, your lineup looks pretty solid. Bijan Robinson definitely is probably going to be a number 1 pick last year. I think I said that in the other video. But I'm going to be honest, Travis. I know it feels good starting off 1-0. This is probably not going to be your week. It's not that you're not capable. If you were playing anybody other than probably one of the top 3-4 best fantasy players of all time in all leagues, you probably may pull out a victory. So don't get down on yourself. Like, it's nothing that you've done wrong. It's not that you don't have the fantasy knowledge. It's none of that. It's just that you're playing a Goliath. You know what I mean? And sometimes people come up against a buzzsaw, and this was, unfortunately for you, going to happen this week. You're going to move to 1-1, Mixing to Kittle My Chub probably this week. My guess is, just based on how solid the lineup is, like my receivers are Calvin Ridley and Michael Pittman Jr. People are salivating over these guys all over the country. Wish they could go back and redraft and get those guys in the top 10. Either one of them probably would be top 10s if you could redraft this week, but it's probably not going to happen because you can't go redraft. Unfortunately, this week you're going to lose by 5. Next, we're going to go to running Achane. I think you said that I said this wrong. Seth, you acted like I couldn't pronounce it right. I think it is Achane. I don't know how you're saying it. Are you calling him Achane? Because I don't think it's Achane. I think you're the one that's actually pronounced it wrong. You can probably do a Google search and figure that out. But this week, Seth running Achane on my neighbors, and then versus Jaden Savis, which is Pat. You guys didn't have anybody. Oh, you did have somebody play. So I don't know what the predict. Something else. I don't know if it's predictions or projections. Is this the same thing? I'd have to look it up, and I'm not going to. I already started the video. So anyway. Just looking at this real fast, you did have 4 points this week. I'm not going to factor that in. I'm just going to look at it as I would have looked at it to start with. Baker Mayfield, Chanton. I forgot how you even say it now because you confused me. You do have Marion Hampton, Malik Neighbors. He does play for New York. Russell Wilson is a quarterback. Russell Wilson, he sucks. I mean, he should have retired after Seattle and rode off into the Hall of Fame. He probably wouldn't even, do they even have first ballots anymore? Is that just baseball talk? Anyway, if it's not just baseball talk, he's probably even going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer because of the last part of his career. He should have retired after Seattle. Anyway, so Malik Neighbors, though he has all this talent, she tried to photobomb me just to try to get in this. I mean, this is worldwide stuff here. So, yeah, it would only make sense that she's only trying to get the background for clout. You know what I mean? But anyway, T. Higgins, Mark Andrews, Devonta Smith versus Joe Burrow, Kenneth Walker, Montgomery, Puka, Drake London, Travis Kelce. No offense, Seth. You're going 0-2. I can just see it. It didn't matter that your kicker only had 4 points. I think he missed. Oh, God, he missed 2. Your kicker missed. A kicker. There's probably 40 more on the board who would have better stats. I'd probably do something with that. Anyway, Pat wins this by 10. There you go, Pat. Look at you. Starting off, what are you going to be? You're going to be 1-1. You're going 500 this week. You're going to have to dig yourself out of the hole, Seth. No offense. Then we got Little Penix Hunter versus Pack Full of Love. Pack Full of Love, big time Packers fan. The Pack, they're good. They're good this year. It's a special year. Jaden Daniels did end up with a nice game. He did not start that way. I know. I watched the game. I needed him. I didn't need him to do anything. Obviously, you have him, but in another league, I had Deebo Samuel, so I was like, throw him the ball or whatever. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, we're going to call this a sophomore slump. Though he ended up with 19 points, he definitely is not going to be the Jaden Daniels of last year. No offense, Scott, though you're 1-0. But Pack Full of Love has Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Odunze, Hollywood Brown. I'm going to be honest, Pack Full of Love, your receivers suck, and it's bad. They're real bad. And Matthew Golden is your flex, and he already played. See, I wish I'd caught this before because the fact that you had Matthew Golden even in the game is a little embarrassing. You may want to go to the waiver wires. That's bad. That's a bad deal. And especially when you got Romeo Doubs down there on your bench and he had that week, probably hurting your feelings. Definitely, he had 10 times the points of Matthew Golden. All that being said, I can't factor in what's already taken place. So with that, I would have taken Pack Full of Love. Just I think his receivers are terrible, but Lamar Jackson, McCaffrey, Derrick Henry going to make up for some people. You have a pretty solid lineup also, Little Penix Jr. Enough, and so I'm still taking Pack Full of Love this week. Even though one of your guys has more points than 2 of his guys, I would have called it that way to start with. Don't beat me up, Scott. I'm going to go Pack Full of Love by 4. Chase Youngho versus Skynet. Neither one of you guys have had a player this week, so I'm assuming these were projected this way. Skynet at 132 versus Youngho 130. Look, here's the thing, guys, with that. Skynet, he's just so much more experienced just in life. When he's not playing drums, he's working for Disney. And and based on that, with the current world today, when you work for Disney, you just have an advantage people don't have. He's probably got into the algorithms here. That's actually why he goes by Skynet. No offense, Youngho. But Kyler Murray, he's not that good. I am a Bills fan. You do have James Cook. I'm going to be honest. If I could trade James Cook for about 10 other running backs in the league, I would do it. So James Conner, he's getting old. And I think they're shifting the tides there to Trey Benson. Justin Jefferson, Minnesota, somebody has to throw him the ball. I think they tried. Zay Flowers. I actually can't believe Zay Flowers is as good as he is. He's real small. I didn't really think they would continue to throw him the ball. Brock Bowers, somebody has to throw him the ball, and he's questionable. He'll probably play this week. This is preseason. I didn't even look at his stats last week. I guess I could do it because I'm sitting here. Stephon Diggs, I don't know how much they threw him the ball last week. I kind of thought, it's grayed out. I can't touch it, but I kind of thought they would throw him the ball. I don't know where he ended up. Anyway, and Shakir. I think that guy, we need a better receiver too. Buffalo, if you want to win the championship, we're going to have better offensive power, behind the superstar of the world, and it's not Patrick Mahomes. Dak Prescott, Bucky Irving. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here. I'm taking Skynet. I'm actually going to go with computer. I think he beat you by 10. No offense. Next, we have Kick and Bass. I chase brown kids. Yeah, well, it's not my name. I'm just saying. But, in his defense, he's a Brown kid, so he can do what he wants. He can say what he wants, I guess. Kicking bass. Harrison Gill Slider. Look, you got Jalen Hurts. I've already talked about Genty. Javonte Williams actually could end up being a dude. Terry McLaurin, Waddle. I don't have to tell you. Look, we all know who's on each other's teams. Just as I look at really fast, I believe this week, based on this, Daniel Jones, he had a pretty good week. Nobody saw that coming. Chase Brown's actually pretty good. I chased Brown kids by 10, no offense. I think it was just a draft deal. You should definitely hit the waiver wires or try to trade somebody. Kicking bass, you have some trade bait, a little on your roster. I don't think Tank Bigsby is going to be the guy anymore. Wait, Tank Bigsby. Did he get traded? Did I just see this? How long has he been traded? Apparently I'm not good at this because I didn't even know. I was going to be like, oh, don't play him because he's not even a starter. I guess he plays for Philadelphia. I don't know. That must have happened last week. Anyway, so I'm gonna go. I'm going Brown kids on this one because I just think it's gonna be a tough year. But I tell you what, Kicking Bass, if you subscribe to my fantasy analysis show, it's if you want to win the league, it's definitely something I would suggest. It's only $49.99 a month, but the data shows that it only produces champions. And I'll give you an example. Like, I subscribe to it, and I do it, and I listen to myself, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy knows so much about fantasy. And that's how I win all the time. But I'm chasing Brown kids on this one. So Master Bates versus Son of a Beach Beck. You're both 1-0. It's a big winners matchup this week. Just like myself and Fumble Rooski do, although he takes a loss this week. We got a big 1-0 across the board matchup. But as I've stated, I got to be honest, I'm not even letting this data skew me. I probably would have taken... no, I don't know. I would have taken it. It would have been close. You did have Tucker Kraft, who not on my best day would I've projected to have scored 20 points at any point. He outscored his teammate, the guy who had 300 carries last year and was like 1 or 2 in fantasy last year, Josh Jacobs, who only had 14 points, and somehow Tucker Kraft ends up acting like he's Jerry Rice. I don't know. I'm not sure how that happened, but without letting it skew me, I would not have taken Son of a Beach or Beck on this one this week. You know what? I may have. The rest of your roster outside of your quarterback, I really just hate your quarterback, to be honest. He sucks, and he paints his fingernails. He probably's going to work for Disney one day. But let's go Master of Baits. Man, I would have taken you. Nope, I'm still doing it. I'm doing it. I'm sorry. Right now, you are up 40 points with 2 players, Son of a Beach, and I'm not taking. I'm taking Master Bates. He goes 2-0. I think you go to 1-1. That's a tough call though, because you have a random guy who has an astronomical amount of points. No, I'm taking Son of a Beach. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to play with your emotions, Liam. To be honest, Travion Henderson. Whatever. I think Kamara's old, though he scored last week. Somebody has to throw Nico Collins the ball. Somebody has to throw Brian Thomas Jr. the ball. TJ Hawkinson had a good year, or maybe 2. The rest were whatever. Egbuka's a guy. So, Egbuka's definitely a guy. Jalen Warren doesn't have as many points. Yeah, Son of a Beach. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to everybody for even talking that way. That's really what I got. Love everybody. We'll see you at the recap.